Welcome, guys. We have Karan with us from DigitalOcean, and he'll be talking about Python on cloud. Over to you.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. I presume I won't be requiring the mic. In case if you can't hear at the back, please let me know. Okay. Um, I'm Karan. I take care of developer relations for DigitalOcean India, and so today I'll be talking about Python on the cloud. So many of you might be wondering, hey, what is this about Python on the cloud? A couple of things. So we are mainly I'm going to talk about how we have contributed towards a couple of projects on Python, as well as how you can use your Python applications on the cloud very easily and get it up and running very soon. So just a quick show of hands, how many of you have used DigitalOcean till now? Okay, great. And how many of you are Python devs? Okay, great. All right. And how many of you have used some cloud service provider some point of time? Okay, great. So first thing that I want to talk about is Netbox. So this is one of a project that came out of the network engineering team at DigitalOcean, and it's a really amazing thing that our team built on Python, especially on Django. So what this is basically a data center infrastructure management tool and an IP address management tool. Yeah. To give you a sense of what this might be, just imagine a data center. Yeah. You have so many racks, so many servers, and so many cables running over, IP addresses to manage, and stuff like that. What if you did not have anything to manage any of it? What if you were supposed to write down everything and manage, or what if you were supposed to say mention all of that and keep track of it in an Excel sheet? Yeah. So this is when our team came up with Netbox, which helps you to do all of these particular things. And the best part is we have made it open source. So this particular tool is completely open source. So even if you choose to start and have a data center up and running sometime soon, you can get started with this particular tool and get it up and running. So let me just show you the quickly the GitHub repo of Netbox itself. I'm not sure if you're entirely able to have a look at it. Let's see. Okay, so just to get you a feel of how it will be, these are like a couple of screenshots which shows hey, what are all sites, where all my data centers are located, where all my racks are present, what all devices I'm using, and say for example this is like one rack, what all is present in that, and just a lot of the maintenance of it and everything. Yeah. So this is something which was built on Django itself, and which is being used by quite a lot of companies. And this was trending as #2 on Python on GitHub for the couple of weeks when it was launched. So I won't be going much into the details of how this tool works or something like that, because this is mainly intended towards people who are managing data centers or doing a lot of other data center operations and stuff like that. So I mentioned this because Django and Python is such an awesome thing that you can actually manage all the operations of a data center with a tool written on Django. All right, so the next thing is about Django itself. Yeah. So how many of you, most of you are Python devs, and how many of you use Django for your application? Remaining are Flask or like non-web stack people. Others? Okay. All right. So there's a mix of both. So I presume that many of you get started, in a local dev environment, and prepare whole of your application and then deploy it somewhere, or probably even like Dockerize it. So I'll just show you a quick demo of how easily and how quickly you can get started with a Django application right on the cloud. Yeah. So let me just head over to cloud.digitalocean.com, right? Um, all right, so in case you don't have a DigitalOcean account, we have a promo code that was given out for the flyers with you, using which you can create an account and get like 2 months of free access on digitalocean.com to try out quite a lot of these. So to quickly show you, so this is the droplet, which is the virtual private servers. So I'm gonna just go ahead and create one droplet right now. And so this is it. You know, if you have to create a virtual private server, it's as easy as going through a couple of things on this interface and you're done. Yeah. So there are quite a lot of one-click apps, which will help you to get your application or a lot of the stacks up and running. So for example, there is Django, and there is quite a lot of other things which you can get up and running very fast. So let me say Django on 14.04 Ubuntu, and these are like a couple of different types of machines which are available. I'm just gonna go ahead and select a $5 instance, which gives me like a 512 MB RAM, 1 CPU, 20 GB SSD, and 1 TB transfer. And there are many data centers that you can choose from where you want to spin up your server. I'm just gonna go ahead and select Bangalore. There are a lot of other additional options. You can choose private networking to talk to servers, backups, or IPv6 monitoring, a lot of other things. And I've just already added my SSH key out there so that I can quickly SSH into my instance. And I'm just going to go ahead and create one server. A host name has already been filled in by default. I'm just going to go ahead and click create. So if you want, you can go check it out. Your server gets deployed and ready to SSH very soon, as soon as this is done. So it's not like it shows that, hey, this is something which is happening, or you have an IP address, or just to show you that, okay, a server has been allocated, but it is not yet ready, kind of a thing. But you can actually get the IP, SSH into it, and you'll have your basic Django framework and everything up and running, and can totally start with it. So this is something, and there we go. So there I have an IP address to show you. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this IP address. There it is. You have a Django application over there. You have Unicorn installed, and it is being redirected to Nginx to be served, and you have your whole framework out there up and running in, I don't know, I didn't even time minutes. It's less than a minute. It's as easy as this. So even if you are like writing very huge applications which require a lot of scaling and a lot of on-the-fly creation of virtual private servers or shutting down, etc., you can do that via REST APIs as well. Very simple to use, and a lot of libraries, etc. So this is of getting using these one-click apps to get your server up and running very fast. So how many of you use Docker containers out here for your deployment or development? Okay, all right. So quite many of them. So it is as easy as what I showed you right now to get a Docker container as well, pulled from the Docker hub and get up and running. So let me show you a quick demo of that as well. All right, so let me just run. So I have like a sample, image that I've created with Ubuntu and just an Nginx. That's it, to show how you can Dockerize your applications, which most of you would know, and then push it onto the cloud and run it right over there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run my image. I like 8080, and let me just go with Sammy, which is my image, and I've tagged it as V1. Oops. Okay, it looks like it's already running. So let me just go to 8080 and all right. So there's a container which says hello Docker. Yeah. So as you've seen, this is already present on my Docker hub. So let me just go ahead and create. Um, okay, just to show you that this IP address can even be SSH'd into. Let me just quickly copy that and SSH into that machine. Since I've already added my SSH key out there. There it is. So you get details about your Postgres configuration as well, your username, password, which has been set up for you for Django, as well as where are the Nginx logs, and you can also say that Nginx is listening on this port and forwards request to Unicorn. You have all of this set up rather than doing it over here or SSH it into your box and getting it configured and up and running. So let me just get back over here and create another droplet, this time with a Docker one-click app. Since I'll be using a Docker image, as you can see, there are quite a lot of them. You can have Cassandra up and running, and you have Ghost and a lot of the things. MongoDB, Redis, Node.js, a lot of them, even LambStack and LemStacks, etc. Whichever you want, you can get it up and running. So let me just go ahead and select Docker, and I'll just create another $5 instance and choose Bangalore as a region. Choose my SSH key and create another droplet. So this is already running, and there are. It's not just about having your virtual private server and using an application over that. Many of you might be like, yeah, I know I have a virtual private server, but what else can you do? So there's a lot of things. There's a concept called as floating IP, which offers high availability. Say one of your droplet or virtual private server goes down, you need to have another server to take care of it, which you can bring up immediately. So instead of doing this manually, you can have like a floating IP which points to both of your servers. So if one goes down, automatically the other one takes over and gets up and running. Let's get to work. So this has my Docker. It says Ubuntu Docker on 1604. So let me go ahead quickly and SSH into this box. Alright, so let me just do a quick Docker version to see, and there I have Docker and server, both of them installed. And let me quickly log in to my Docker hub, since it's a private repo, so that I can pull an image and show you to get up and running. Alright, so let me just say Docker pull MV Karan Sammy and alright. So hopefully this should happen fast based on how fast is Docker hub. Alright. So meanwhile, this gets pulled. There are a couple of other things that I wanted to mention about. So most of you might be developing on Django, or might be developing on Flask or any other web stack for Python. So for those of you who do some NLP or some ML or some sort of scraping or crawling, any of you Python devs working on that? Okay, quite many of them. Alright. So in some cases you might require quite a higher memory of an instance. Say if you're like using a Redis or some other in-memory database or cache or stuff like that. There are separate set of instances which you can use to create this high memory droplets, wherein you can have your Redis or something up and running. You can see this over in high memory. There are machines running from 16 GB all the way to 224 GB. The thing is, I don't want to get you to be intimidated by looking at the monthly dollars. Just look at the hourly rates. Yeah, just look. You can get a 224 GB machine with 32 CPUs, 500 GB SSD, 10 TB transfer for $2.50 an hour. Yeah. So if you're running a high computing, high memory task, these are stuff which can really help you. Okay, so I think this is gonna take some time because of Docker Hub. Okay. Okay. So how many of you have come across DigitalOcean tutorials? Surprisingly, not many. Half of them are either don't know what to say, or half of them have not come across the community tutorials at all. So this is our community tutorial site, digitalocean.com/community/tutorials, wherein there are around like 1,400 plus tutorials written by people from DigitalOcean, contributed by others from DigitalOcean, and these are not DigitalOcean specific tutorials. For example, let me just go down and see how to create an intranet with OpenVPN, how to create a PR on GitHub, yeah, introduction to open source projects and installing Git. So since majority of you obviously are Python audience, let me just do a search on Python, and there's quite a lot out there for Python as well. String methods, and there's a series of Python articles as well for Python 3. A lot of these articles which show how to get up and running with quite a lot of things. For example, you have like Flask and Unicorn and all these things which can you can get up and running with. So I would definitely recommend you to take a look at these tutorials, because you can actually widen your range of what you work on and how you use it and the other things. All right, so this was about how quickly you can get Docker up and running on your particular container application. So this is taking some time because of Docker Hub, but all right. So another thing that we do is meetups. So how many of you have heard of any DigitalOcean meetup in India? All right, that's pretty less. Okay, so we do all of these community meetups in various places in India. Currently we run meetups in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and soon we are launching in Delhi and Pune, and then recently we launched in Mumbai as well. So these are community meetups which help for you to connect with peers, network with peers, and learn a lot more about stuff that you would want to, or stuff that you would want to talk about. We'll be having our DigitalOcean Delhi meetup soon. You can go ahead to meetup.com/DigitalOcean Delhi and keep a tab on what's happening out here. And if you would like to give a talk, or if you'd like to contribute anything, you can definitely do so. And pretty much the last thing is, how many of you have heard of Hacktoberfest? Okay, are you open source contributors? Okay, all right. I think that's why you have heard of Hacktoberfest. So Hacktoberfest is one unique initiative that DigitalOcean and GitHub runs in the month of October. So this is basically to encourage people to contribute to open source, wherein when you create a certain number of pull requests, and later you receive a free t-shirt and a sticker for your efforts and contribution to open source. So this, if you go to this site, hacktoberfest.digitalocean.com, you can see and take a look at what were the projects last year in 2015. And DigitalOcean Hacktoberfest will be coming up this October very soon. Excuse me. And this is a global program which is run, which is basically to encourage people to contribute to open source and actually add value in return for a reward. So that's pretty much it. A small talk. I mentioned about how to get your Python application up and running on the cloud very fast. Yeah. So since you're all Python developers, obviously I don't think it's necessary to say how to move this or how to move that. If you're running on a Docker container, you can just move the container and pull it from your Docker Hub, or create a tarball and just upload it and pull it over there. Or if you are more inclined towards getting some one-click apps or one-click installs pretty much fast and up and running, you can have those as well up and running. So that's pretty much about it, and thank you. I'm open to any questions. All right. Is it absolutely no questions, or is it? I presume that it's so simple that there's nothing to ask about. All right. Okay. Thank you, and for being here. We have some couple of T-shirts to give away, and you can please grab those. Thank you.